Greetings to one and all, and welcome to Pip Town for the morning build. Today, this episode is going to be brought to you by Sean Connery, the greatest 007 to ever play the spy game. Oh no, guys. Sean Connery passed away. Did y'all hear? It's so sad. Of course, he was 90, and by all accounts, lived a pretty good life. So you know what? Here's to you, Sean. Thanks for all the 007. Thanks for The Rock. Thanks for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Less so for that last one. But hey, I grew up watching many of your movies. The Hunt for Red October. Losers always whine about their best. So if I end up doing a Sean Connery impression a lot today, well, you'll know why. But that doesn't have anything to do with Legos. So, Mike, good morning, foreigner. What's up, bro? Today on the morning build, we got a little bit to chit chat about. Mike already giving us some questions here. Says he got 5-star Ghost, but 6-star is hard. Yes, I have heard that the 6-star Ghost node is rather difficult. And then Mike said they've heard that they're going to nerf Garmadon before anyone can get him above 5 stars. What are my thoughts? First, Mike, I have a question about that, which is, where did you hear that news? Once again, as per usual, I'm not trying to tell you that you're wrong. I simply have not heard that news, and so I want to know where the information is coming from. Check the source. However, if that were true, I would think it would be an incredibly good thing. I sincerely doubt, however, that they'll actually do it, despite the fact that it would be really, really good if they did. Garmadon is an incredibly overpowered character, as evidenced by the fact that at 3 stars, he is viable in top 10 arena teams. That's ridiculous, and it shows that he's way out of whack. Now, my personal thought is that 7-star characters should perform at the optimal. 6-star characters should be viable if they have a really good team surrounding them. 5-star characters, maybe, if they have the ultimate team surrounding them. But 4-star characters, and certainly 3-star characters, should not be able to function at the same level as 7-star characters, especially at the top of the arena. So if you have a 3-star character performing alongside a bunch of 7-star characters, it is throwing your entire game balance way out of whack. I would be very, very happy to see them nerf Garmadon. Now, this is also coming from somebody who currently doesn't play Garmadon in his roster. So I might feel differently if I had the tune. And of course, if you play Garmadon on a team without ninjas, he is significantly weaker because he doesn't stealth. And at 3 stars, he's super, super squish. So without the ability to toss him into stealth and stay in stealth, it really does cut into his viability. However, the same could be said for literally all of the ninjas anyway. So that seems like an irrelevant point. I mean, the ninjas as an entire faction are just way too overpowered. And that we have actually heard admitted from the dev teams, from the community managers and the representatives in the content creator channel, that they have mentioned that ever since the rework of the ninjas, their struggle with reworking other characters and other squads has been to put them at the same level as the ninjas without breaking the game. So they have admitted more than once that the ninjas are the bar for overpowered in the game. So I think that whole situation is a problem. I think too many people have the ninjas now to effectively nerf them all without just upsetting and turning off a lot of people. But unfortunately, I think it definitely needs to happen. Datamind heard through another video on YouTube, but yeah, agree totally. Yeah, Mike, data mining is usually very accurate. It sort of depends on who's doing the data mining, because then you know they're not making stuff up. But in the past, when people like, was it Sicko who was doing most of the data mining before? Sicko or Bricko, or both of them? I can't remember exactly. But So far, all their data mining material has been pretty legit. So yeah, I would be in full support of them nerfing Garmadon. But for today, my throat is sore, sorry. Not like in a sick way, sore like the cereal that I ate this morning went down the wrong way. Ah, that's no fun. That's really uncomfortable. Anyway, today, we're talking about the Ghost. Now let me pull up my master event here. You will notice in my master event, I have done exactly 0 of the tiles. 0 of the nodes. I'll go ahead and get into them. I'll probably just auto battle them until I lose, to be completely honest with you, because I'm really not looking for the Ghost. And I know that that sounds maybe a little sad, maybe a little silly, but I don't have a need for the Ghost. I think we've outlined this before, but no one's running a full spooky team. And if you are running a full spooky team, meaning you have Willa and Basil, you're probably just doing it for kicks. Because the ultimate team with Willa and Basil on it currently seems to have Magisto's tower involved with Wu and Magisto and, like, enter anyone else here. So maybe you have your Ghost on that team, but probably not, because you've probably wailed out if you have Basil and Willa on your team ready to go. And if you've wailed out, you've got all the people like Venkman, who's another magical character from the Ghostbusters. Or, I don't know, anyone. So it seems like the Ghost is not, I don't know, it's not like a rush, like there's no rush to get him. So I'm not spending all my cash upgrading all of the rest of the space minifigures I have no interest in using just to grab him. Whoa, that got really, really loud all of a sudden. Simeon! What's up, Simeon? How's it going, bro? Simeon Babadzanov. Babadzanov? Okay, question, Simeon, in your last name. Or the last name that's on YouTube. I don't know if it's your last name in real life. DZH. Do I pronounce the D and the Z Babadzanov? Or is one of them silent? And also, Beat Up Bricks Productions. What's up, Beat Up Bricks Productions? I believe you seem like a new person to me. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream, sir. I am going through the auto battles of the Ghost event as far as I can because I'm unwilling to spend my currency to unlock the Ghost, even though I have my space characters ready to go. Now, for those of you who've been watching the stream for weeks and months, since we knew that the Ghost was coming, but before we got his kit, I had been farming up enough stars of all of my space characters to get them up to 5 stars. So I do have enough stars for each of my space characters. Oh, I see what's happening here. It's the Ghost. The Ghost's sound is way off. It's way too loud compared to everybody else. How very, very strange. But anyway, I'm sure that that is something that they will fix, right? Like that sound effect they just made? Hold on a second. Let's see when it gets to be the Ghost's turn again. Wait for it. He's coming. He's coming. Here it comes. Oh, never mind. I killed the Ghost, so we won't get to hear his sound effects. Hence, the problems with auto battle. Let's see if he's gonna come in the next round, though. Yes, there he is. How? It's so loud compared to the rest of the characters. That is so weird. All right. Anyway. Yeah. So, I have, of the 5 space characters that you see me using right now, I have plenty of tiles to unlock all of them to 5 stars, but I'm not spending the money on them. Because I'm looking at all the rest of the characters that I have to upgrade, the amount of money that I have sitting in the bank, plus the amount of tiles that I have at my disposal, XP scrolls that I have at my disposal to level up people if I want to. And what I'm seeing is, I think I'd rather save it. Until I have Willa, there's not going to be any use for me for the Ghost. And once I have Willa, then I think I will have even less reason to use the Ghost because of the other teams that I would rather put Willa on, especially in combination with Basil, right? I don't know. Let me know if you agree. If any of you are actually using your Ghost, what is the team comp that you're doing? That's the information that Matty Matt wants to have. Simeon, Bulgarian. The alphabet is Cyrillic and is translated into English a bit strange. I believe it, because English is very, very strange, and we tend to pronounce everything else wrong. So hopefully I got it close enough. I've been watching your vids for a while. Today is like the first time that I haven't had to work on a Saturday. Beat up, what do you do for a living that you usually have to work for a Saturday? And also, welcome. Glad to hear that you're free. Can you play my girlfriend Kate a shout out? She'll be watching with a glass of wine this evening. What's up, Kate? What kind of wine you drinking? Red wine? White wine? Personally, I like a good Cab Sav. I know that that's a little bit simple, obviously, but I'll be honest with you, those thick, robust wines with more flavor in them, it's what I'm into. You know, a nice fruity Riesling also might go pretty well for me, but those tend to make my jaw tingle a little bit in a way that red wine just makes me happy, drunk, and delicious. Maybe with some chocolate on the side, some dark chocolate for you. Kate, that's what I hope you're drinking this evening. Oh, Halloween! Wait a minute! Kate! Are you currently getting drunk to give out candy on Halloween? As long as you're happy and nobody gets hurt, then I'm actually alright with this. But you know what, Kate? You do you. Brah. You do you. How's that, Mike? Ah, you're a plumber. Most of the time you work on Saturdays because people can't get in the building if we have to shut down the water. That's a good point. And I imagine if people need you to come by and they want to be there for it, then having you work on a Saturday or Sunday is probably easier for their schedule as well, since they don't have to work. Although, I wonder how that's changed since quarantine and whatnot. Based on the verbiage that you're using, it sounds like you're in the US. So I'm guessing that your quarantine sitch is kind of the same as the rest of everybody else's. How has people's increased ability to work from home affected your work? Foreigner, with you, Matt. Don't have a need for Ghost. Also, still need a star on Commander Cold. I likes me some Commander Cold. Now, admittedly, he hits like a noodle. So keep that in mind whenever you start leveling up Commander Cold. He and, what is it? Kelvin. Woof! He and Kelvin both hit very, very small. They have very, very small damage, yes? But they are incredibly useful in terms of the buffs that they can give out. That heal block is huge. And the heal block combined with the defense up that Commander Cold can give to everybody, I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I wonder if I can actually finish that without getting sued. Who owns that? Well, I know who owns that jingle. But you know what? They're too big of a company and I'm not going to risk it. So there! Alright, we're doing the top node of we're doing tier 7 of this Fishy Fish event, the support event. What is it called? Gear Challenge 2. Scroll Challenge, we have also gotten all the way up. Great. It's very nice. Getting all those sweet, sweet XP scrolls that we ran out of for a very, 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 very brief time. And now we have way too many of them yet again. We'll come in and use some brick separators on this El Dorado fortress. Hopefully get, come on. No, we don't. Well, I'll take the 5 gems, but what we're hoping for is them skater boards. I'm running Gogisto, Bernie, Ghost, and Kelvin. Not 100% with Magisto's tower at 4 stars. Let's see. Jester, Gogo, Magisto, and Bernabas. Ghost and Kelvin. Go Busto, Ghost, and Kelvin with Megisto's tower. So you've only got one magical person on the team. That's kind of low for the Megisto's tower. Do you have Wu? I would suggest probably switching out Kelvin for Wu, maybe, to see if that would increase your abilities there. But let me know what you think of that. How has that team been working for you so far? 5 more Kai tiles. Plumbers are considered essential, so I haven't stopped since the craziness hit. Yeah, I would have to share that opinion about plumbers. I would consider them very essential. Anybody who needs a plumber would definitely agree that a plumber is pretty essential. And what is this? Apple Bricks. What's up, Apple Bricks? Welcome to the stream, fool. Not much has changed. Some people still come into the building rather than working from home. Oh, wait, do you do plumbing for like commercial buildings? That's, I don't even know what that's like. I assume it's way different than doing plumbing for people's houses. But wow, that's mighty large plumbing, sir. Okay, I did everything in this particular order because I want to get the energy from being able to complete opening the bag. Give me all the extra energy because I have a booster pass. There's my open bag energy. Yeah! Oh, right, and it's after 9, which means I have energy ready for Monolith and Glyph Hunt and Pip Town and all kinds of cool stuff. So, I need to finish out my Commander Colds. Come on, Commander Colds. I will spend extra gems to get the extra energy. Yeah! I have acquired all the extra energy that I'm gonna get today. So, we'll do both of these Commander Cold Pip Town nudes. And then. There we go. Wow. 3 tiles Commander Cold from 1 node today. I will accept that noise. That's awesome. And am I going to get any more? Give it to me. Give me Commander Cold. Yeah, 2 more. All right, I need, what, 60, roughly 59 tiles left of Commander Cold. If I were to get 5 tiles of Commander Cold per day, that would mean that I need 12 more days to get my Commander Cold to 7 stars. I would be happy about this. Now, as you guys well know, I am farming the rest of these little skatey skateboards. I need 4 more of them to be able to take my Zane to gear level 7. So in the meantime, I'm coming in here and grabbing any extra stuff that I need from, what's his name? Lloyd. Lloyd is the name of this character. I'm coming in here and grabbing any of the rest of the stuff that I need to level up Lloyd that allows me to use my Glyph Hunt energy. Because I need to use Glyph Hunt energy. It's something every day, right? To complete my daily chores, as it were. So while we are waiting to get the rest of those skateboards, we are leveling up the rest of Lloyd. Be efficient with your time. Be efficient with your energy. That's what life is all about, really. What's going on here? There we go. Okay. Apple Bricks. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, I just got so many of these fancy pretzels. I got way more of those fancy pretzels than I was expecting. I will use them. Give him some grit, some max health. All I really need Lloyd for is his tankiness of tank. So anything that's going to give him health, I will accept, good sir. Why does Gameloft add a premium multi-bag? I don't about the bag, what we got from them. I'll be completely honest with you, Apple. I'm not sure what that sentence means. I know there's a question in there. Thank you for the follow, Captain Flameheart. Woo! What was I just saying a second ago? Oh, right, Apple, your sentence. I feel like there's a good question in there, but I cannot understand you, sir. Sorry. So, if you wouldn't mind retyping that in a different way, or if somebody else can figure out what question Applebricks is trying to ask, please let me know. I would love to answer it. Mostly commercial. I don't know that I've ever actually met a commercial plumber. I mean, I'm sure I have, but probably just didn't know it. You know what I mean? Tried Woo. Just put Kelvin in to take on pirates. Was in bricks on board 1. Ah. Okay. Alright. The thing about Woo, Woo's kit obviously works the best if you put him on a full ninja team, right? With the rest of his ninja crew. But his kit works really, really well with just about anybody. That ability to put the lowest health person on the team into stealth can be a lifesaver. He has a little heal, plus his ultimate with that vulnerable and disarmed on everybody. I mean, it's really, really great. And unlike certain other master characters like Primo, for example, Primo kind of only works effectively with a full city team. You know what I mean? Because if you put him on any other team, like half of his abilities don't work correctly. With Master Wu, no matter what team you put him on, all of his abilities work the way they're supposed to, but then there's extras for ninjas, right? Anyway, I think Master Wu is a very, very strong character, especially in a mix match capacity. I think if they were really looking to make the space characters more mix and match, they probably would have done something similar. As it is, I don't see a lot of the space characters being used as a Swiss Army knife kind of thing as they advertised that they wanted them to be when they first redid that group. Extreme! Good morning, Extreme! How are you doing? Okay. Wow, look at how many tiles of the fitness instructor I have. I mean, I know I need well over 300 fitness tile instructors before I'm finished farming her, so we're just gonna keep it going, man. I hope Gameloft updates the guild contribution list to include 0 for those who haven't. Currently, it's hard to find out without extra work who hasn't contributed so officers can monitor. That's actually pretty standard. Well, actually, no. I guess it's kind of like 50-50. Some games have it that you don't get on the chart until you contribute, which seems the way that LEGO is deciding to go. And some of them have it where everybody starts at 0 and everyone's on the chart. I agree with you. It is easier, definitely, to see who is at 0 or who has not contributed if they are at 0 and we can see it. But ultimately, I don't know. If you're running a guild, it's a very, very small amount of extra work, in my opinion, to actually go through and do that. So that actually doesn't bother me all that much. Any tips for the last node in Glyph Hunt? I just overpowered it. Did I theorycraft for it? Mike, not really. I ran a full pirate team with the Hiker and then used a guild ally Scarlet in order to complete the last node of Glyph Hunt. By the time I got to it, my pirates were already completely leveled up and my Hiker was pretty good as well. So theory crafting, not really. The only thing I can tell you, because both of those nodes have ninjas, is save Garmadon for the end, because if you miss and have him low on health, then he's going to use his AoE ability to heal up completely and just wreck your team. So as obnoxious as it is to sort of let Garmadon like run rampant over the rest of your team, it's kind of a necessary evil. But otherwise, nope, I didn't actually do a lot of theory crafting for that. I just, like you did, basically overpowered it until I got it to gold star, gold trophy. Let's come in here and do an arena battle really fast. Let's get this started for the day. Hey, check this out, a ghost. All right, Natural Street Enforcer, position 31. Let's battle against your ghost and see how we do. Doing well, Extreme, doing well. Oh man, I might start avoiding ghosts just because of these crazy sound effects that he has that are way too loud. All right, so Captain Redbeard, gotta try to put him down first. Now, I am going to remove some turn meter from the reddest of beards and then see if I can get the dizzy out. I do get the dizzy out, perfect. Now we can spread some damage around to other characters. Oh, wow! That did way more damage to the ghost than I was expecting. However, it might actually be good, because it means that Cookbard's heal might go on the ghost. Yeah! That was super lucky! Wait. No, it wasn't. Because that means... Oh, no. That means that we're about to toss Redbeard below 50%. So I need to go a whole round again. I'm going to go ahead and remove these time bombs. Oh, did I lock him out? No! But Ghost puts everybody into stealth. And then, as soon as I hit Ghost, it's going to pull her out of stealth and make her tauntables again. Okay. Let's get this out there. Oh, she's almost down. Now, I can lock everybody out of using their abilities now with my Mix Master Wusa. Okay, Ghost. Go ahead and take down Ghost. Great. That's all fine and dandy. Now we can come in here and take down Senor Redbeard. I'm just dealing the damage at this point. I don't actually need to use all the rest of the heals. I'm 5-2 up on this arena team. So even if they were to kill my Redbeard at this point, which they didn't, I'm not even sure who it was that they targeted, to be completely honest with you. But the damage is what we're really looking for here. So, oh, come on, Cookbart. Boo, Cookbart. Go down, sir. Go down. Thank you. We'll use a little heal there just to, you know, spread it. Oh, all of that dodging. Their highwayman missed so many times in this battle. They never stood a chance. Let's see. Captain Flameheart used Kartovsky quite a lot with pirates in both Arena and Bricks. Yeah, people use Kartovsky a lot for the anti-stealth that he brings in. Oh, you know what? Before we do this, let me actually show you guys some of the new timed quests that came out, because they are goofy, sir. That's the best way that I can describe them. Mike asks, how's the growth of the channel? I've supported you as I believe in you. Woo! Most CCs are whales, which is fine, but Soup's helpful if you're free to play. And do I have a job? Mike, first off, yes, thank you for the support. I am not a whale, but I am not free to play either. I do pay for the booster pass. Now, that is currently really the only thing that I pay for, but it is certainly not free. It's like $10 every 2 weeks or $12 every 2 weeks or something along those lines. It is definitely not free. However, it does allow me to stay on sort of the leading edge of the game without breaking my wallet. And I know that a lot of you guys are coming here for some camaraderie, but also some advice. And it's hard for me to give advice if I'm not on the leading edge, because otherwise, why would you be asking me my advice, right? So yes, just in case there was any confusion there, I am not free to play. I do pay for the booster pass. Do I have a job? Yes, I do. So I am actually an actor, but right now, as many of you know, there's really no such thing as acting, because all of the theaters across the country have been completely shut down because of the quarantine and all that. And a lot of the film and TV industry was also put on hold because it's just basically a big group of people that get together to put on content. Now, the film and TV stuff has started, albeit very, very slowly, to open back up again. So crossing our fingers that maybe I'll book some TV or movie gig sometime soon. Yeah, so that's my passion. That is my main focus in this life. However, I do also work as a interactive designer and developer for a company, for an internet publishing company, essentially. I make a lot of the ads and things that you see that you probably just try to ignore, but that at the same time allow you to use the website for free because somebody else is paying to support it. So yeah, that's what I do. It's a lot of Photoshop work. It's a lot of online animation work, that kind of stuff. That's what I do. Extreme asks, have I unlocked the ghost? No, Extreme, and honestly, I'm not going to. I just auto-battled through the first 3 nodes on the Ghost Hunting Master event, and to be completely honest with you, I haven't been able to theory craft a need for the ghost, so I wasn't willing to spend the like 3 million or so, 4 million or so gold that it would take for me to level up all of the rest of the space heroes, despite the fact that I do have enough stars for most of them. I wasn't willing to spend the extra coin for it because I just wasn't sure I was going to get anything useful out of it. And yes, Beat Up Bricks, it does explain all of the singing. I sing all day, at night, and in the shower, and all over the apartment. And most of the time, my fiance just smiles and thinks I'm goofy. But she's a performer too. She doesn't sing around the house as much as I would like her to, though. I wish she were goofier. And she just sang from the other room, just to prove me wrong. Captain Pegleg's Treasure is a good event. Yes, it is probably the most useful event in the game right now. Okay, let's look at these time quests and see what they have brought out for us. Now, we have the Ghost Hunting event running now, which requires that you use space heroes to unlock the ghost, and then the ghost is supposed to function on a spooky team. So, a lot of what they've laid out for us makes some sense, however, it's a total mess. So for example, they have a Brixpedition heroes here, encouraging you to play Brixpedition with space heroes in your group, in your team. And if you do that, then you can get some, Blacktron Quincy tiles at the ultimate. Plus some Spaceman Reed tiles, who probably nobody actually needs, but if you do, and that's also why they're like right here at the beginning and one of the first ones that you complete, because they probably know nobody actually needs him. 2 Blacktron Dwayne tiles, which, I don't know, seems a bit useless, to be honest with you, because who needs 2 or even 3 more Blacktron Dwayne tiles? He's farmable in the Monolith Waste. Why would anybody need these? So, first off, the rewards for this particular Brixpedition timed quests, very, very lackluster. But, bless me, excuse me. But that's not even the weirdest part about this. At the same time that they are running this Brixpedition timed quest event, they're running the Pumpkin Journey, which also has a Brixpedition component to it that requires that you use spooky heroes. So if you don't already have a team with a lot of really good space heroes, it means you're going to take your good team and substitute one out for a space hero. Now, if you don't have a lot of good spooky characters, you also have to substitute out a spooky hero at the same time into your Brixpedition team. It's a weird overlap. Additionally, the rewards for the Pumpkin Journey are pretty bad. You get a lot of experience scrolls, most of which nobody needs, a very, very small amount of currency, as we all know, right? 15, 20,000, there's nothing you can do for 15 to 20,000. Now, what I will say is you do get a tile for Willa, but only one if you complete all of the goals. Then you get a few tiles for Basil, the Batlord, if you complete all the rest of the Brixpedition battle requirements. I don't know that anyone's just like 3 Basil tiles short of unlocking Basil at some useful level. If you are, like, great, this is perfect for you. But in addition, you have to win, not just participate in, win 2 arena battles with spooky heroes. This is so strange. Because if you don't have a spooky hero ready to go, ready to throw into an arena team, then it's going to make it very, very hard for you to win an arena battle with a character that's not very good, which makes it almost impossible to complete this timed quest event unless you were already set up to win this timed quest event before the timed quest event went live. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So, like, this is not one of those things where it's like, get ready, the time quests are coming that are going to require that you use your spooky characters in these really difficult areas, in these really difficult ways. This is just like, all of a sudden, I hope you have your spooky characters ready because it's the only way to get all of these rewards. It's weird. And also, then there's another timed quest, which is completely different, which just requires that you use energy, but also shares the same name, the Pumpkin Journey. Why? Why? Could you not come up with a second name? That seems like a really easy thing to do. We can call it Pumpkin Energy. There you go. Additionally, if you look at what you get for completing the Pumpkin Journey, it's a few more experience scrolls, a few tiles of the Spooky Girl that basically nobody was clamoring for, right? I mean, I get it all because it's like, it's Halloween and they want to push that spooky team and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, these rewards, like, what is this? The first reward you get is 50 extra experience and nothing else? So what if you're already at level 60? Like, I don't know, some people like me. This first requirement, this first completion, this first reward doesn't do anything. Like, literally nothing. And there's nothing to go along with it. Not even like 5,000 pitiful little coins. Here, you get 5 gems for spending 42,000 coins. It's just weird. It's a spending coin event combined with a spending energy event, and all of the rewards are really lame. It's just a weird set of lame timed quests. But what do you guys think about it, huh? Oh my, oh my, oh my. So much chit-chatting. Today is the missing material event. Oh, it is? That's nice. I like the missing material event. Let me stockpile up all of those ability elixirs. I wonder when they're going to put the tier 3 set building or tier 4 materials into that event. I'll bet you that's coming in an update pretty soon. Probably actually not probably not before 2021, but it's gotta be on the radar. In addition to another level of Peg Lake's treasure, I would imagine. Trying to do the event caused you not to be able to complete Brickspedition yesterday. Yeah, GKM, right? Because you had to put like some crazy space character that wasn't ready or some crazy spooky character that wasn't ready onto your team. Just bananagrams. Gonna use the shared Slimer and Locust. That's a good idea. I already started looking through all of the shared people that I have available to me and noticed that a lot of them, I think there are like 7 people who are sharing spooky characters. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it that way if I can, because I think that timed quest is, let's see, that one is the one that is what? Yeah, so this one is 6 days and it only requires that you go up to 21 with spooky heroes. So I'm just going to basically use, for the next 3 days, I'm just going to use all of my guild shared allies that are spooky characters to do it. And honestly, I might even just like throw in my spooky characters. They'll die, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And then space is going to be a little easier for me because I have my Kelvin ready to go that I can throw in for everybody. GKM should have saved my gold for the Ghostbusters timed quests. Oh yeah, GKM, are you finishing up Ghostbusters when they come back around this time? Did I just make a mess and spill on myself? I sure did. Live on camera, spilling all over myself. Oh, and I don't have a napkin anywhere. I'll have to go take care of that in a second. Whatever, it's just tea on my mat, on my rubber mat on the floor. So it's not that big of a deal. Uh-oh. The fiance comes to save the day. Here she comes to save the day. Napkin. I'll be right back. I have returned. Mission successful. Mess aborted. Until I spill all over myself again, I'm sure. They should make XP turn into gold if you have reached the max level. Simeon! Yes, dude. That's actually a really smart idea. Apple says Nonsuch is awesome. Apple, Bricks, tell me about the team in which you are using Admiral Nonsuch. That's what I want to know. And while you're answering that question, I'm going to come in here and do my second Arene battle of the day. I guess I'll just go right for this team right at the top. Team number 26. Extreme, I agree What is this new lame-ass time quest? Who thought of this, and how was this passed? They have so many things, Extreme, that they do that are questionable at best, in my opinion. Okay, so we have 2 tanks that we need to be able to get around here. So one of the most important things that we can do is to start chipping away from little Scarlet. I do want to actually take their Redbeard out of sync by slowing him down a little bit. Oh, and look at that. We put the Dizzy on him. Great. Great. Now, can we lock him out of using his cleanse? Oh, we do! We get... Oof, we almost kill him, too. But that's all right. Not completely down. Okay. Now, I'm going to clear the taunt from Valiant, which means I'm then going to be forced to attack Scarlet for a hot second here. The most important thing that I can do for Scarlet at this point is actually to try to lock her out of using all of her abilities. Because if she heals, then she's going to get taunt. Brilliant, I got it. Because if she had healed, then she would have been using taunt for another 2 rounds, and I don't have my cleanse. So, you'll notice I also did not use... You'll notice that I also did not use my Wu ultimate. That's because the biggest thing that I get when fighting the pirates from the Wu ultimate is the disarm. And I already had it on Redbeard. So instead, I would rather just keep shelling out more damage and putting more disarms out from my Redbeard rather than use that ultimate ability. And now I'm just way ahead and it doesn't even matter. I can kind of do whatever I want to at this point. So now I'll put the vulnerable and the disarm up only because it will allow me to more efficiently defeat their team without having to worry about a bunch of heals and a bunch of dodges coming out. Okay. So we go with Cookbart next. See if we can get him down before the taunt, since I just used the taunt clear ability. Aha! A perfect time to get a heal off. And now, we got the dodgy up on their Valiant. We'll give a little heal to our captain right before his time bomb goes off. And then walk the plank, good Sir Valiant. Walk the plank. Check that out. Almost 15,000 point hit. It's almost like a normal average everyday hit from Kai, who crits way too much for 15,000 damage every single time. But I digress. The ninjas are overpowered. Alright. Dailies complete. And now we can go in and open a premium bag live for you on the stream. Lego shop, Lego shop. Beat Up Bricks says Ninjago is the best. You are correct, Beat Up Bricks. Ninjago is the best. Unfortunately, they're way too much the best. And now there's a giant problem in this game trying to balance it because they are way too much the best. Hell, 10 Zane tiles. I need my zany Zane tiles. I will take it. I wish it was more than 10, but beggars can't be choosers, right? That's the expression. Mashup energy used on the Zane man. 100 tiles left to go before I have him all the way leveled up. Now we continue to shell out currency into our Lloyd man. As we continue to push through Brickspedition, trying the best we can to get all of the Ice Station Odyssey tiles that might be popping up. Today, look at this. Look at this horrible rewards that I've got today. There's some more Fire Station tiles, but I don't need those actually because I've already got enough to bring my Fire Station up to 5 stars. And until they upgrade the city teams, I don't need them for anything. Jay's Cyber Dragon will come in and grab that. So it looks like we're basically just going to follow the path of least resistance, because basically all I'm getting today is a bunch of all I'm getting today effectively is just a bunch of Master Store currency. Let's go ahead and run this team for today then, right? I'll get some space characters in here, and now I'm gonna grab all of the spooky characters from my guild allies. Right, we'll start at the very end and work our way up. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, actually, this is pretty smart. If you want to help the rest of the people in your guild to complete their timed quests, you can actually share either a really strong space hero or a really strong spooky hero. And then they can use your guild allies in order to help them complete their quests. It's a nice, good way to help to do it without forcing everybody to nerf their team so that they can come in and get the job done. You know what I mean? Consider it. Spooky is probably the all-around best right now, says GKM. Yeah, we do see that anybody who's like a giant whale in the game is actually running a full spooky team. Actually, not a full spooky team, like a hybrid spooky team, but specifically Willa and Basil combination. Usually those people also have Slimer, who counts as spooky as well. And with those 3 people on your team, it's pretty hard to beat. So that is actually a team that I see quite often at the top of the arena. How much gold do you suggest is good to stockpile at any one time? Mike, it depends on what you're asking about. If you're asking about stockpiling for the sake of... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I can't throw a space character into a builder team. Boo! All right, well, let's get these little tiny heals here. And then keep on grabbing the next spooky on the list. There's another spooky character on the list. Yeah, it's fine. So I would suggest, I would actually suggest that you stockpile at least 6 million. The most expensive version of the timed quest money bags event has been 6 million, I believe. And the last time we got one of those, they actually gave it to us completely randomly and completely out of the blue. Caught a lot of people off guard. So I would suggest 6 million. I see Beat Up Bricks saying 7 or 8 million. And then Captain Flameheart saying about 2 million or more. How come you never see me play Board 7? Extreme, that's because Board 7 happens on Friday every week, and I don't stream on Fridays. That's why you never see me playing Board 7. Lucky you got hella Slimer shared. GKM, that's nice, dude. I wish that we had hella Slimer shared. I wish we had any Slimer shared. I don't even think we have one. Yeah, the surprise money bags is like... The surprise money bags is... It's surprise empty bags. It's more like it. It comes out of when it comes out of nowhere, it's a major shock to the whole system, and it's a giant pain in the butt. But hopefully you have some people that can help you prepare for it. All right. So scrolling back up from the back, Next spooky is this Basil the Batlord. I feel like Basil the Batlord is going to be the most shared spooky hero. And for good reason. He's really good. And very few people, I imagine, have Willa. If you have Willa, share your Willa. And it will get used often. Luckily, this is still board 1, too. So actually being able to complete it with my full Chill Jago team. Ninjago, Chill. Chill Jago, Chinja. I'm just not sure. The Ice Ninjas. Duh. I think we've already had this. It's Ice Ninjas. That's what this team should be called. Fancy. Can you have non-such? No, actually, I don't have non-such Apple Bricks. Non-such, there's been a lot of debate about non-such, mostly between me and GKM, actually. GKM actually likes non-such a lot more than I do, and has created some videos about it. So if you are actually looking to see some footage of non-such, then actually go check out GKM's videos. I think, GKM, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think within the past week, you uploaded a video showing Admiral Nonsuch and some of that gameplay. So yeah, if you guys want to see how to use him and get some theory behind Admiral Nonsuch, I would suggest going over and taking a look at his stuff. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, and I just don't have a team on which Admiral Nonsuch like adds anything. That's not to say that he's completely worthless. He's not completely worthless, but he is a pretty good character. He's just not on my list of interesting things to farm right now, and because I have to spend all that energy. Hold on a second. Let me compose my thoughts on that one for a second. Oh my god, I keep burping. I'm so sorry. It's so gross. My goodness, where's my next spooky character coming? Have I missed one here? No. Aha! Whoa! Putting a little ghosty ghost on the teamy team. Captain Flameheart, I think it's Ice Ninjas. But anyway, so what I was starting to say is Admiral Nonsuch is a pretty good character and works pretty well if you have either a full Imperial team, which basically nobody does, or you want to run him sort of on your pirates instead of Hank. So that would be a pirate team where you've got Scarlet, Redbeard, Cook Bart, and then you would either run Valiant and Nonsuch, or you would run maybe Hank and Nonsuch, depending on if you want more damage or more survivability, etc., etc. So Nonsuch does have a place, but I'm actually trying to steer clear of my pirates. I've been using my pirates for a very, very long time, and to be completely honest with you, I'm just getting tired of running my pirates for everything. That's a big part of the reason why I do the theory crafting, is because I'm trying to find other ways to showcase other characters, right? And I feel like most people feel this way to a degree. Some people really like just having the best team in the game, and those people are always going to like having the best team in the game. So I kind of push them aside because I'm like, you know what? It's not for you that I make this content necessarily, because you can do research on which team is the best and you can go out there and farm them on your own. My interest is more in being able to break metas down, right? Somebody says, oh, I've discovered what the best thing is, and I really like being able to go, well, what if I do this? This can beat that team. So that's really kind of my focus. Now, there are a lot of people playing the game at all times, which means that the meta is usually the meta for a reason. There's a lot of people trying different stuff in order to try to break it. But I like to theory craft and come up with these kinds of things to see if I can put together teams that are more interesting. So, getting this all back to Admiral Nonsuch. Is Admiral Nonsuch a good character? Yes. He's just not a character that interests me very much. But luckily, there are people out there who have made videos on Admiral Nonsuch, and you can go out there and see them. See my previous comment about GKM. Go ahead and follow his channel if you wouldn't mind, and take a look at the videos that he's made, because he's pretty straightforward about it. He was used on a whale team, GKM says, and they won every match. That's awesome. How are the BRICS maps going to work? Any ideas on format, and when will they be coming? So hold on a second. Let me get my next spooky character in here and start this battle off. Oh, look at this. Look at this weak little zombie man here at the beginning. The honest answer to your question, Mike, is we don't actually know. They have announced, so to give some background to what Mike's question is, they have announced to us, hold on a second, I want to make sure that I start this off the way I want to, yes, and then I actually want to use your heal first before I then come in and do everything else. So I'm going to put this on you, and now I'm going to auto battle this. All right. So they have announced that there are going to be more Brickspedition maps coming soon. This has gotten everybody very, very excited, as right now there's only basically 4 maps, and most of them are kind of the same over and over and over again. And they have announced, as per kind of the request that a lot of people have made, that they are going to freshen up the Brixpedition, as it were, by adding 2 new maps. What will they look like? My guess is that they will actually look very similar to the ones that we already have. My assumption is that they have changed the nodes, not that they've changed the design of the board. So my assumption is actually that they've changed out the teams that we're going to see on each node to reduce the amount of redundancy a bit, which I think everybody's very excited about. Additionally, when will they be coming? It seems to me like this would be an easy thing to implement. I don't know exactly how their code works, but it feels like that would be a pretty easy thing for them to implement. So my assumption is that they'll be coming pretty soon. And by pretty soon, I mean like maybe by the time we get the next Yeti event, we'll have new Brixpedition maps. Probably even sooner than that, honestly, because it just can't be that hard to put new maps into the rotation. I can't imagine why it would be. Pirate and Ninjago required for this. I'm actually going to skip this because I want to actually use my space heroes and my spooky heroes as per the timed quest. So unfortunately, I am not going to be getting that DigiJ Cyber Dragon set piece. I challenge you to take that 1-star level 25 zombie and keep him alive the whole round. Oh man, beat up Brix. I don't think I could have possibly done that. Obviously, I didn't read your comment until after I had already used him, so it's too late anyway. But I don't know that it would have been even remotely possible to do that. Okay, just scrolling from the back, making sure that I haven't missed anything. Here's another Basil the Batlord that we can throw in here. Mean Imperial Order. GK. Oh yes, another empire. Another person joining the empire. If you use Aurora, before you stop playing this game, what goals do you want to accomplish? I assume you mean before I stop playing the game, like permanently. And I'm not really sure how to answer that. Do you mean extreme? Do you mean goals like for the Lego game, or do you mean like life goals that I want to accomplish by the time I have completed this? Because if you're asking about life goals, actually one of the things that I would love to accomplish is be able to stream like full time, to be able to actually make it a job. I think that that would be a lot of fun, and I have some ideas on how I might be able to do that. Some new sort of shows, if you will, that I would love to throw out there and start doing. One of the things that I've been toying with is doing like a Steam sale Saturday or a Steam sale Sunday kind of thing. The idea being, oh gosh, hold on a second. Now I have to put everybody into stealth just so they can't be countered because of the extreme amount of counter that's out on this team right now. Obnoxy-nox! But it is what it is. All right, I am going to... All spooky heroes gain. Basil consumes health and heals everybody else. Nah, so we'll do it this way. So yeah, so I would actually really love to be able to stream full time as one of my goals. And to do that, I actually have a number of ideas about new shows and things that I can offer out, like the aforementioned Steam Sale Saturday or Steam Sale Sunday. The idea being that once a week, every week, I go into the Steam store and I see what they have available for purchase that is like $10 or less, and then do a review of that game and whether or not I think it's worth you picking up while it is available for a really low price in the Steam store. It'd basically be like going in, playing the first hour of the game live for anybody who wants to watch, and then releasing that video onto YouTube as sort of a review type thing for whether or not it's worth it. I also am going to start streaming more of Warcraft, World of Warcraft, especially since they've now released an official, they've now given, use your words, Matt. They've now given out an official release date for Shadowlands. It's coming out November 23rd, and it's always been one of my goals, actually, to stream that game. And since Shadowlands is going to be new, one of my goals is actually to increase my streaming through that game as well. I love to be able to. My biggest thing is I really like to be able to help people formulate strategies, and I really like to be able to help people by through like teaching and instruction, kind of. So what I'm looking at there is saying like, okay, I'm going to play this particular character, and I'm planning to be among the best at it. So I want to be one of those people that other people come to for advice. So those are some of my goals when it comes to this streaming thing. I would love to be able to like put my name out there more and get more recognition for it, because I am an attention hound, and I like it when people focus on me. So that's, that's a little bit selfish, but hey, I mean, I'm an actor, so I like it when people are watching me do stuff. Not everything. There are definitely some things that I don't like it when people watch me do. But in general, we like it when people watch us do stuff. My goodness! Stop attacking me, Valiant! I just need to defeat you, sir! Get out of here! Wow, his defense this battle was very, very high. Mike asks, when am I getting married? Maybe I can stream that too and have a logo-themed after party. I don't know if Kelsey would approve, though. Nope, you did spell her name correctly. We are getting married in March, and we are actually having a carnival-themed wedding because we're getting married at a giant carousel. And it is not going to be Lego themed. It is going to be streamed, but we're not streaming it for like the public. We're streaming it for all of our family and friends who can't make it, because not everybody can travel at this time, which is a bummer. But luckily nowadays we live in an age where we can actually stream really like big exciting things sort of on the fly. So there's going to be a series of phones probably and some cameras set up to actually stream the event. For anybody who wants to log in. It is going to be private. We are not going to be sharing out the the links for those. There's way too many other people that are going to be there doing that. Extreme asks, have I played Looney Tunes World of Mayhem? Extreme, yes, I have actually. I played it for about a month, and it just didn't grab me. And it didn't grab me because it was a little too random. They have a lot of really, really great ideas in the Looney Tunes game, but altogether it's a little too random, and it wasn't cohesive enough, right? It does a really, really good job of capturing the essence of the Looney Tunes characters, but it's kind of hard to put them into teams because the Looney Tunes don't really exist as teams, if that makes sense. It's along the same lines as my issue with Sorcerer's Arena for Disney. Although my issue with Sorcerer's Arena for Disney is that game, wow. Every 2 minutes they ask you to spend money. The game is actually really good if you can just get around the fact that every 2 minutes they ask you to spend money. They ask you to spend money more than any game I've ever seen that asks you to spend money. And it's not that you have to spend money, right? It's the Sorcerer's Arena game is exactly like this one, exactly like Galaxy of Heroes, exactly like Marvel Strike Force, but my goodness, the amount of time they spend asking you to buy a pack or refresh with money for more energy, this other kind of stuff. I just felt inundated by Disney ads while I was already playing the Disney game, and I was like, I can't do this. But World of Mayhem, yes, I do like the game, but the Looney Tunes characters they just don't have teams, really, in the same way that you have sets of Legos, right? You have factions of Star Wars. You have factions of the MCU. DC even has factions, and DC Heroes of Injustice or something like that. I don't know. DC has its own collect 5, put them in a team, go out and battle kind of thing. But yeah, just World of Mayhem, it was fun. But after a time, I was just like, it's just not cohesive enough for me as a group. All right, Gonna come in here and do this next one. Oof. Look at the team that they are asking me to fight here. This one could actually be tough. Let's actually go in and see what spooky characters we have left from our guild allies. I think we might only have 1 or 2 left. You should at least let us get that stream link too. What, you mean for the wedding, GKM? Sorry guys, y'all are not invited to the wedding. I love you all. I'm more than happy to meet you guys in the mornings on my stream, or if you want me to make extra videos for you, chat me up on Discord all you want. But the wedding is a private affair with lots of other people involved, so there will be no wedding stream.
Send him the registry link.
My fiance just said, but we will send you the registry link if you want to buy us stuff. She's totally shameless. No, we're not going to send you the registry link either. But will Jester Gogo be there? Mike, I don't know if he's going. He will not be at the wedding, but there's no doubt in my mind that he may ask us about the wedding at least 9,000 times before the wedding actually takes place. That's very, very funny, dude. That's very funny. Oh, goodness. What am I looking for? Okay, I'm going to stop trying to scroll through everything. So I've got this. I'm at 30,500. That's the weakest spooky character that I have left. So I can go down to 30,500 and work forward from there to make sure that I'm not missing anybody. What do I think will have to happen with City to make them viable? I think we'll see a new character. I'd love to see something Octen, the Lego equivalent of Shell Petroleum. Oh, yeah, that's right, because they had the oil tanker in there. They might put the tanker in there, but I don't know exactly when they're going to do it. Big oil is not super popular nowadays, you know what I mean, like as a concept. And I know that that was a set that came out for them in what, the 80s maybe? So I'm not sure that big oil, as it were, is actually still relevant to the game. And as the game tries to be family friendly and all that, I mean, they pushed back the release of Primo because of all of the stuff that was happening with the Black Lives Matter movement and the police protests and all that kind of stuff. So obviously there's no oil protests going on right now, so it's not exactly the same thing. But what I'm getting at is it would not surprise me if they actually did not release the oil tanker, specifically because of what oil represents to a lot of people. And I'm not judging whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing. But because they have so many other things that they could release, it just wouldn't shock me if they just kept that one in the bag for a pretty long time. Now, that said, what do I think would have to happen with City to actually make them viable? I think we need a grit overhaul, and that's it, honestly. I think that, yeah, they need a few more stats here and there, but the fire station set relies on grit, and a lot of their other... So, if you're running the Arctic Glider, you've already got a viable City team. So let's push that one off the table. The other viable City set, or the other advanced City set, I would say, is the fire station. And the fire station right now has a lot of good ideas in it, but it doesn't work because of the way that Resist works and the way that the characters gain courage. So, one, I think that they're gonna have to overhaul Poppy again, because the Poppy overhaul was terrible. And like they threw it up like it was going to be this really great thing, and it was terrible. I have no idea where they got the idea that it was actually pretty good, but it was bad. So she needs an overhaul again. I think Primo actually needs he needs a slight tweak, right? He has too many abilities that don't do anything effectively. More specifically, like, and some of his abilities overlap, right? So let's say you are running the Chef on your team. Well, Chef can heal and give everybody speed up. And then Primo has the ability to taunt and give everybody speed up. So those two things overlap. You don't necessarily need to use them all together. So I think they have to give a little bit more thought to how the abilities of the team interact with one another. Right now, Ash works pretty well, but she is super squishy. And she's a firefighter, right? Like, Ash should definitely be harder to beat because she's a firefighter, and firefighters are tough and like heroes of modern society. You know what I mean? You should want firefighter Ash to be tough, just to like, I mean, you want to make a family-friendly game that's encouraging people to like get out there and be good people. Well, then give them role models that they actually want to be like. I want to be like Firefighter Ash because Firefighter Ash is a tough female firefighter, already breaking the mold. Like, lean into it, man. Make it harder. So, anyway, I think that a lot of I'm getting way off the topic here. I think that the city team needs some minor tweaks to their stats and some minor tweaks to some of their abilities to make them function a little bit better. Poppy needs a complete overhaul, in my opinion, and they need to rework the grit system in general. Either, one, they need to remove the reliance on grit as a means by which the city people gain courage and replace it with something else. Or change it so that it's every single time they resist a debuff, they get a stack of courage. Not a chance, every single time. It still doesn't happen that often. But that would be a big bonus to it, especially since the ultimate ability of the fire station relies on characters to die in order for it to do anything. And as we all know, as soon as you start losing characters, your battle readiness just plummets. So if you're going to benefit from losing a character, that benefit should be huge. Otherwise, that's a completely worthless thing to throw into a set. So they need to really ramp up the courage generation of that set in order to make the entire set viable, especially that final ability. Being able to lose a character and make other characters more powerful is a very cool mechanic, but they need to make sure that it is actually as cool as it feels. Also, I should have done the top node in order to come in and get this Bart tile so that it would have converted to more master currency, but I didn't, and I digress. Let me start up this next battle here while we're getting in. Ooh. All right, I'm actually going to swap out my Lloyd in this one, I think. Oh, wait. Actually, before I do that, let me check and see if I need to, based on what spooky characters I have left. So it was 30,500 was where I was before. 30,500. Okay, moving forward. Spooky characters. Okay, looks like this might be the last guild ally spooky character that I have. 6-star Basil at 37,000. I'm seeing... Yep, that's the last spooky one I have. So after this, if I want to use a spooky character, it's on me. So that means I probably don't have to use somebody else in order to heal up my Kelvin through this one, because I think I can do it using the Basilnator. I'd love to see some Technic in the game too. So many cool sets. Lego Technic has got to be coming at some point. You're very right about that. A lot of people really love Lego Technic, and it was such a cool idea, right? Like being able to kind of see through the pieces. It was very sort of, it was very sort of engineer centric, right? The whole design of it. I thought it was very cool. I also like Lego Technic. So there, I support your decision to push for Lego Technic in the game. Look at that. Look at that speed. Yes, that was awesome. I managed to get my entire team to go before Primo got off his taunt. I support this. I support this. Send me info, have them reach out. Oh god, y'all are talking about having him join the guild. Fantabulous. All right, I'm gonna remove this taunt from Crook Chuck. Then I'm gonna go in and bury Officer Primo. See you later, alligator. Aurora will become redundant with the release of Gens, as he has the ability to stop res completely. She can heal, but so does Bart. Mike, I'm not necessarily sure that that's true, because remember that although you are right that Gens has the ability to stop somebody from being resurrected, that it requires, that ability requires that she actually defeats someone with that ability in order to keep them from being rezzed, right? So if someone else on your team actually defeats a character, that character can still be resurrected. Additionally, if she uses that ability but it doesn't actually defeat a character, then it also doesn't prevent them from being rezzed again. So I think that we're still going to see a big push, actually, for plenty of Explore Aurora on teams, because I don't think that Gen's ability to prevent you from being resurrected is actually going to have a big impact on defense. I think offensively, it'll have a very, very big impact because you can control it and make sure that it only gets used when you know you can kill a character and keep them from getting resurrected. Especially if you're fighting against like Basil and Willa or something like that, where not only do you know that he's going to get that res, but it's just going to keep coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. But on defense, my guess is that the AI for Gens is not going to be smart enough to actually force it to happen when you would want it to, if that makes sense. All right, so which team to come to here? Wow, look at all of the tanks on this team. That's extreme. And this team, but which one to go with, actually? I think, I think it doesn't really matter. This bottom team has a little bit lower power level. This upper team actually seems, I don't know, let's do this extreme tank team. Extreme tank team! And then I'm out of fun and exciting guild allies. So let's come in here and see what I just need to double check where I'm sitting at these timed quests now. Okay, so winning Brixpedition with Space Heroes. I've got another couple days to complete that. That won't be a problem as long as I complete it before 11 a.m. on, what would that be, Monday? That's fine. This one, finishing Brixpedition with Spooky Heroes. So I've used 8, and I have 6 days to get to 21. 6 days to use 13 more. That's like 2 or 3 per day. Oh yeah, I can easily do that. I don't need to actually sacrifice my teams at this point in order to make that happen. So, into the Brixpedition we go. Into the Brixpedition we go. Hey, Goulet. So let's see. On this team, I am going to pop off the Locust because now I have 2 characters on my team that can inflict disarmed on everybody. Also, I still have my whole pirate team completely untouched, I just realized. So that's exciting news. But I have to use the space characters. Don't get distracted, Shots. Sorry, Shots is my last name. I've never told you guys that before. Don't go abusing it. All right, let's see. How many of my characters can I get before? Deals 90 damage to all foes. Grant each active hero attack up. Yes, for sure. We want to do this. Get in here. Can I do enough damage to get him down before he goes? Yes! Boom! That was obviously the right team. Look at this. The increased speed coming off of the Ice Station Odyssey set. That is huge, guys. So big. Now I'm also going to Now the thing is, do I actually need to remove any of these taunts? Not really, because then I still have 3 taunts to deal with after I remove one of them, right? So, no, I'll just let the taunts stand, and I'll just focus fire Locust Boy here. Ooh, although, if I put everybody into stealth, then I can focus fire the Yeti. Ah, no, we'll stick with the Locust, see if we can get him down before he actually launches his abilities. Okay, damage is all right. I think Cook Bart's gonna heal here, though. Bingo. Now we can lock everybody out of using their stuff for a turn. Well, we come in here and smash, smash, smash. Get it done. Nope. We're still just going to be doing our actual damage. And he's down. And it's good! Now, I'm gonna remove... Oh. I think I'm going to remove Valiant's Taunt and Dodgy. Because I know that the Yeti's getting ready to go, but now he should be locked out of his abilities, hopefully. And he is locked out of his abilities. That is excellent news. Now, I am going to stealth everyone so that they can attack the Yeti without him being countered. Meanwhile, we're gonna put a little damage reduction on our boy Lloyd to keep him alive and healthy. Losing my mind all the time. Switching over to Cook Bart. Let's see if I can get him down without a whole bunch of heals coming out. I am gonna save Lloyd's heal ability until his next turn, if he even gets a next turn. I don't know that he's going to, though. Aha, but I have Woo's heal ability, and now we can auto battle through the rest of this. Boom! Not everyone is going to be running Jens, says GKM. That is correct. I thought Jens was a guy. Jens is a guy, actually, now that you say that. They keep calling him a her because, you know, it's more common that Jens would be short for Jennifer, and that's typically a girl's name. But we don't judge here. You can have whatever name you want to. The artificial unintelligence. Mike, I see what you did there. The AI is bad in this game. I hope that Gameloft puts a real effort into the content once they have finished pushing this new IP. Mike, I think that... Here's the thing about the AI. And I've said this before, but I think you actually really want the AI to be bad. And I say that because... if the AI is good, it makes the game more challenging, yes, and more challenging is more enjoyable when you overcome the challenge, right? It's why we like doing really, really hard puzzles. It's part of the reason why people enjoy things like word searches and Sudokus, because they are hard, they give you a challenge, but they're definitely still doable. And there are certain teams that, if played correctly, are virtually unbeatable. And that actually goes against, I think, the point of putting together these sort of teams. So, to be more specific, if the AI worked exactly the way it was supposed to, running a full spooky team, then you would probably never be able to beat that spooky team, no matter what team you had, because there are certain teams that, given their mechanics, are virtually impossible to beat. If you were running a full magical team with Megisto's Tower, now that Megisto's Tower actually works, the same rules might apply. So, you actually want the AI to be a little bit bad, because that allows the game to maintain its challenge without becoming impossible to overcome. I mean, think about, for example, Board 7 of Brixpedition, those ninjas. Think about that. If the AI worked exactly the way that it should work, you would never beat that board. Ever. With anyone. And that, I think, is a much bigger problem than the AI just being kind of bad in general. That's just my feeling on it. Let me know if you completely disagree, and I will let you have your opinion. Minifigure Empire is the best. Whizbang is good too. Now GKM's talking about the different, I would say the different guilds, but for those of you who are unclear, Minifigure Empire is not really just a single guild. It's a whole Discord server of guilds. There's like 10 guilds in Minifigure Empire, I think. Nine guilds? I don't know, GKM might actually know better than I do. But it is a whole group of people that have basically gotten together to form one giant guild, essentially, that's just split into several guilds in the game because guilds can only have 50 members. If they compensated it by lowering the level and gear of the enemies. Beat up. I think I know what you're talking about. But here's another thing, and this is just another like personal preference of mine. I don't like it when the reasoning and the mechanics are artificial. And what I mean by that is, if you make the game harder by, I don't know, giving the ninjas a 45,000% dodge chance. Well, you haven't actually given me more ability to sort of like work through the puzzle of the game. You've just started relying on the random number generation of the game to allow me or not to get anything done. And that sort of artificial inflation of stats, I think, is a problem, especially in a game that has so many actual mechanics in it, right? Attack up, attack down, dodge up, dodge down, right? Different characters that can call assists from other characters, and people that can put you in dizzy so you can't counter, the ability to clear debuffs, all these other kind of things. The game has so many mechanics in it that it actually just seems like a giant waste that some of the characters' entire stat block is basically reliant on some crazy RNG thing, like dodge, for example. My biggest problem with dodge is the fact that it just breaks the mechanics of the game, and the mechanics of the game are the fun part. Every time you get a turn, you can choose from one of 3, maybe 4 abilities that you can use. That maybe they synergize with the team that you've put together, or maybe they don't synergize and you've put together a pretty poor team. But there's a puzzle to the game, right? There's a puzzle aspect to it because it's not a real-time strategy game. It's not an MMO. It's not an action game where you're just pushing buttons willy-nilly. Every turn counts and every turn should do something. So if they compensate for AI by like lowering level and gear of the enemies, then they're basically just arbitrarily making it easier because they're making it less reliant on you to think and figure out the mechanics, and instead just putting together a team that can just bulldoze through the enemy team. So what I would like to see, like the biggest change that I would like to see come into the game in general, is their ability to sort of really think about interesting mechanics to introduce that aren't just frustrating, but they are challenging. Perfect example, there is a Brixpedition board, usually it's on, or a Brixpedition node, usually it's on board 7, where everyone on your team starts with the clumsy debuff. That node is terrible, because that's a terrible thing to put onto the game. It's basically like saying, hey, I just want you to know that you have to waste your entire first turn. Why? That's not fun. And there's no way to get around that mechanic, because even if your characters have the excavation buff that allows them to start with debuff immunity, it will still apply clumsy to them anyway. So you don't even get a benefit from having completed your excavation on the previous board. You can't even run those two things in tandem. And then you just sit there and you waste 5 straight turns. Totally waste 5 straight turns while the enemy just attacks you over and over and over again. It's terrible. It's terrible. So my biggest thing of all in this game is that I wish they would play test a few more of their ideas. I wish they would ask us a little bit more for our opinions, especially like the content creators at the very least. I mean, it would be nice if there was a way that they could actually troubleshoot everything in a giant open setting with millions of people before they start. But given the relative difficulty of actually doing that, at the very least, if they have chosen in some degree that there is this collection of people that they quote unquote trust, and I say that like this because I don't know that they actually trust us. I think they just like it that we're helping to share out their content, to be completely honest with you. But if they do have us at their disposal, like throw a board to us, right? With a test account that we can log into and say like, hey, what do you guys think about this Brixpedition board? And we can try it out and say things like, well, I'll be honest with you, I think this Brixpedition board is awesome. However, I can tell you based on the comments that I get on my YouTube videos or what people say when they watch my stream that the vast majority of people are going to hate this. Or the other way around. Like, I think a lot of people are really going to like this. Admittedly, I think it's pretty poorly designed or pretty poorly balanced, and here's what I would change. However, if you release it, it is at the very least interesting and new, and a bunch of people will like it. Like, whatever that is. But there are way too many mechanics in the game that are well underutilized, and way too many mechanics in the game that are way overutilized. So instead of just arbitrarily inflating or deflating numbers with more gear or more star levels or that kind of thing, I would love to see them put more thought into actually interacting with the mechanics of the game. I mean, take Megisto's Tower, for example. The whole idea that every time a magical hero uses a special ability that people can gain stacks of enchantment, and then when they lose enchantment, they gain hardy instead. So like you have to kill them, then they gain hardy, so you have to kill them again, and then they lose hardy, so you have to kill them a third time. And then anytime a magical hero uses an ability, like they might put enchantment back on all the characters. They didn't think that through and realize like if we have a whole team of magical characters, it might make the team virtually impossible to defeat. It's wild. It's absolutely wild, some of the things that I feel like they've missed. So that's actually where I would like to see them go in terms of thinking about and affecting the actual balance of the game. Let's see, I've got all my characters in excavation for tomorrow. Let me do a double check here. Let's see where we have fallen with our Brixpedition heroes. Okay, we've got 10 space heroes being used. We need to do a full 30, which means I've got 2 days left. So tomorrow I'll do it again, and then Sunday, because I don't stream on Monday, I usually hold the Brixpedition for my stream. But because I don't stream on Monday, it means I can actually start after the refresh Sunday night to make sure that I can complete this guy before it runs out. Yes? Yes. Spooky heroes in Brixpedition, not a problem. Winning arena battles with spooky heroes, though? I don't know, man. 6 days, so that's 30 attempts. That means you have to use your spooky heroes in basically half of your arena battles and win. I don't know if I don't know if most people are going to do that or just go, meh, I don't need the one Willa tile that badly. But anyway, I just did a lot of talking, but not a lot of reading your comments. So what have you been saying while I was going off on that tangent? GKM makes very useful guide videos. Nice to see you supporting another CC. Any chance of some more collabs with other CCs? Mike, yes, actually, there's always the chance that this happens. I'll be completely honest with you. The content creator collaborations have very much slowed down. I think that it's more a function of the lack of content in the game than a lack of interest, though, to be completely honest, right? So, for example, when the content creator program was first announced, the Escape podcast did one of the first things that they did in the content creator Discord channel was say, like, if you want to come on our podcast and announce who you are, let people learn a little bit about you, please do. Now, we've done that. So we have things like GKM is continuing to make videos, and he and I collaborated on the Poppy video because he knew that that was something that I cared about a lot at the time. But since then, we go, all right, well, what else has come out, guys? And it's like, here's a new master event with a new spooky character, the Ghost. And we all kind of look at the Ghost and go, okay, I mean, he seems fun, but is it worth collaborating on, or can we all just kind of get together and go, well, all right. So actually, there's definitely the opportunity for a lot more collaboration out there. I think honestly, the content creators need more content to collaborate about. Nothing has changed in a very, very long time. And until something does actually change, it's not that it's hard to do a collaboration. They do take a lot of extra work because it does require that you balance schedules with a whole other person, which is not necessarily an easy thing to do, even during a time of quarantine. But it also means that everybody's got to have something to talk about. Like, there's got to be a subject to bring them together. You don't just collaborate because you're like, I haven't talked to that guy in a while. Like, you want to have a reason, you want to have a thread that pulls it together, right? So yes, can absolutely do it. Great stream, Matt. Keep up the good work. Mike, thank you very much. We'll watch with Kate till the end later. Sweet, dude. I hope that you enjoy your wine and candy. And guys, if you're not trick-or-treating, go out and buy yourself a big, giant bag of candy and just eat all of it in one sitting. Don't actually do that. It's a terrible idea and you'll vomit all over the place. But yes, it is Halloween. I hope that you guys are doing something fun. Oh wait, GKM says, planning on doing a collab with the duo from the Escape podcast at some point. Yes, and obviously, would love to do another collaboration with me. GKM, anytime you want to. Whenever we've got something to collaborate about, let's make that happen. It's awesome. Can anyone join my guild? Apple, I don't know. I don't know which one. We got to cover the city rework together. GKM, you know it, dude. I am there. So a year from now, when they finally do the city rework, you got my number, man. Bring back the non-such node. Oh, yeah, you're talking about in that third board for the Imperials? Yeah, that was a big guffaw on their part. They put that board in there, we all saw it, and then apparently it wasn't ready. They hadn't really balanced it out or whatever, and so they took it out without even saying anything about it. Huge mistake from my opinion. And basically all the content creators agreed. I'm not saying that it was even my opinion. I wasn't even the first person to make that opinion. Everybody had that opinion on their own and acknowledged, like, this is a pretty bad move. But hey, what can you do? Remove the Lee requirement from the second map. Now, beat up bricks. That is going to be, it looks like that's going to be a standard. So everybody should really get used to that. Especially if they are releasing more characters that all work together, like all the Ghostbusters. Or the space ones where you needed to get Dwayne before you could get Quincy, etc., etc., etc. Now, it might actually be kind of nice if the first board is always a character that some people might already have. Like, for example, in the space one to release Quincy, how it was Blacktron Dwayne, a character that most people probably already had, if not was very, very easy to get. So it might actually be a pretty good idea, like maybe the next time they do a Brickspedition for some new city character. If the first character required is Firefighter Ash, maybe they have like Fire Captain is a new character that comes out in a Brick Pace event. And in order to unlock that one, you have to have Firefighter Ash. So you can farm Firefighter Ash on your own. We let you know ahead of time, this is what's coming up. Even if you don't have him, here's a new here's a new way to get her, but she's also a character you might already have, and that is then the requirement for the second board. So I think there's still a lot of maneuvering there, but definitely get used to having brick paces with multiple boards where whichever character from the first board is required to move on to the second board and continuing on from there. I unlock non-such even if I get her, I'm not leveling her up. Yeah, same with me. I mean, I think my Lee is still level 1, dude. I'm not using her for anything. We saw it. I put out a video of it. Tipster finished it. Tipster. Oh, right. Yeah, you're talking about the Admiral Nonsuch. Yeah, in the third board. Tipster got Admiral Nonsuch to 7 stars before they removed the board, which is insane because they removed the board like an hour after it went live. Just crazy. Also, Tipster, I'd love to know what Tipster does for a living because Tipster is clearly a millionaire. Am I way too late, Fernando? Way too late to the stream, you mean? Yes, dude, we are just wrapping up here. Kelsey is getting ready to teach her fitness class, Halloween style. So she's dressed like 80s Jane Fonda.
I'm fitness instructor.
Oh my god, you are dressed like fitness instructor, aren't you?
Yeah.
She's standing here getting ready. Wait, fitness instructor, is fitness instructor city?
Yeah.
No, fitness instructor's not city. What is fitness instructor, guys? I need to find fitness instructor and see how well she matches.
She's got a pink leotard on.
Oh, but she's got a green headband, baby. You don't have a green headband.
I don't have any headbands. I need a headband.
You don't have any headbands? We've got that nice knit hat. We really don't have any. How do we not have any headbands? Anyway, I digress. But yes, Kelsey is about to start teaching a fitness class for. It's a fitness class she teaches on every Saturday, but today, obviously being Halloween, she is dressed as a 1980s fitness instructor. It's super cute. I need to start including context in my messages to you on here. Wait, GKM, you mean to me? Yeah, so as the stream gets more popular, which I'm very, very excited that it is still continuing to grow, just, you know, 1 or 2 people at a time, it does actually make it a lot harder for me to actually do the game and refer back in time to all the comments. Eventually, I'll have to get some sort of moderator on here to help me sort through all the comments and things. We're not quite at that point, but we're definitely getting there, and I'm very excited about it. I think it's very, very cool. I think she GKM tipster. I think she prints money. Well, she needs to print some money and send it my way. I could use a lot more money. Please join my guild named Rusty Sector Circle. That apple, I don't know if you know how inappropriate that sounds. But Rusty Circle's pretty bad, actually. Fitness instructor needs to be my new #1 unit. I wish. Look at her. I've got 284 tiles of her just sitting there waiting for me to upgrade. But no, I'm not going to upgrade the fitness instructor. Sorry, chowie.
Wait, hold on. Don't stop yet.
Wait, hold on a second. What are you doing? Oh, you going to take down your hair so that you look more like the fitness instructor? Can you feather it out at the bottom real fast? Are you looking for like a scarf that you can wrap around your forehead? Hold on a second. Kelsey's, I think she's looking for a fitness instructor, a Lego fitness instructor outfit to try on. That's close. It's not green,
I know.
but it's as close as we can get given that we don't have a green one. How's about this? Here you go. It's a fitness instructor for Halloween.
I wish it were green.
Wait, stand on your toes, because remember the bow tie prevents people from seeing. There you go, right? We got the pink sports bra, the hair down through the middle.
I got put on some pink lipstick.
Unfortunately, she doesn't have a green headband. We don't have a green headband anywhere in the apartment. But that's as close as she's going to get to being the Lego fitness instructor right now. Lloyd, you're never one of us. You are nothing but a usurper, a false idol. My eyes have been opened. Let me help you to see Gorwell. Tio, what are you talking about? Have you unlocked Gosth? I don't know who that is. Oh, ghost. Spelled incorrectly, because the H goes way earlier in that word. I have not unlocked the ghost, Brian. And I'm not actually planning on unlocking the ghost. So, a final comment here on the ghost before I actually log out for the day. Because of what they have announced coming up in the near future, namely a rerunning of the Ghostbuster event and the Yeti event, I am saving all of these gems in order to spend there. I do have enough tiles in enough different space characters to get them all up to 5 stars to then attempt to unlock the ghost. However, I'm not planning to use the ghost for any reason. I didn't theory craft him into anything that is particularly exciting to me. That doesn't necessarily mean that the character is bad, and if you want the ghost, I suggest that you go for it. The ghost is a very good character, relatively strong on the right team. He just doesn't interest me. I am saving up to try and get Venkman in the Ghostbuster event as far up as I can, and the Yeti in the Yeti event as far up as I can. And I'm saving the lion's share of my currency and my gems until that time. For the Venkman, I am interested in running a Basil, Willa, Venkman, Wu, Magisto team with Magisto's Tower. So I'm also going to be farming Magisto's Tower in the Brickspedition, but not ahead of the Ice Station Odyssey, which is still the main one that I would like to try and farm out. Once I get the Yeti up and Venkman up, then I also need to make sure that I'm farming up the rest of my 7-star characters through the Monolith Waste, because I'm going to have to farm the Master Store as hard as I possibly can for all of those Willa tiles, which means I am currently going through the Monolith Waste, clearing out as many of the characters as I can that are completely unusable to me, just because the more 7-star characters I have, the more my master currency is going to grow and the faster I can get Willa tiles. So that's sort of what's on the horizon for me at the moment. Plenty of things for me to work on without more intellectual property or anything else coming out. I am not very big on the one-off IPs like the Ghostbusters or whatever the next one is, if it's SpongeBob or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or whatever. The one-off IPs don't really do it for me. But I know that they are exciting for people like the Llama. I know GKM really likes them, even though I know that GKM is also not a giant whale, so it's a little bit different. But there are a lot of people out there that are very, very excited about those intellectual properties. I will be covering all of them when they all get announced, just like I always have been. But that's just, giving you a little shot inside of my weird and strange brainy brain. But that's all I got for you today, guys. If you are interested, join Applebricks Guild named Rusty Sector Circle. Otherwise, join me tomorrow, 9 a.m. New York time, the day after Halloween.
Extra hour sleep.
Extra hour sleep. Oh, yes. Fall back, right? It is then, so that means that we're going back to Eastern Standard Time, because we're currently in Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So it is possible wherever you are that this stream might appear to be an hour later for you than it normally does. But just be on the lookout. Check those notifications that you get on your phone, your iPad, whatever it is. If you're checking Discord and all that kind of stuff, I will obviously be posting, as I always do, when we go live. I am definitely excited about that extra hour of sleep.
Right.
But that's what I got for you guys today, folks. Sign